What we have here is an air handling unit. This is air handling unit number 5, and this does gallery number 5. So we have heating, comes through from the boilers, through the pumps, through the system, into a large coil which is inside the air handling unit. We take fresh air from outside the building. It comes through the process, blows through the unit, passing the heating coil out of the unit, up and distributes up into the gallery spaces above. Same with the cooling. We have a cooling unit, cooling coil. Again, should we require cooling within the building, fresh air is taken from outside the building, runs through some filters, runs through the fans, runs through the coil, and again is distributed throughout into the gallery spaces. We have a return air system. So what we try to do to make it more efficient, we take the warm air from the spaces, or in the summertime the cool air from the spaces, and recirculate it and reuse the air. So we try to gain a bit of what we call free cooling or free heating. So we use the space temperature in there, so potentially it basically means that the boilers don't need to work as hard as they would normally, and the same with the chiller, doesn't need to work as hard as normally. Okay. Again, main isolations for the units are clearly shown and will be identified. Should there ever be an issue, for instance, each plant room has leak detection. Should there be an issue with this unit, for instance, and normally if there is an issue with the unit, it'll be the heating coil, which essentially is a large radiator. They look very like the radiators that we get in our cars, obviously on a larger scale. Should there be water detected via the alarm or on physical checks, these can be isolated here and here. Same in this one, here and here. On the cooling, a lot of the valves are behind what we call valve boxes. Very easily take the valve cover off, get to the valve, take off the insulation and operate the valve. This is because we need to vapour seal the chilled. If we don't vapour seal the chilled, we get what we call condensation, and we get lots of water dripping on it. So on the heating, the valves are very clear. On the cooling, you'll get a valve box. In some instances, you will get handle protruding. Other instances, you will get a valve box. Disconnect the valve box, go into the valve, turn the valve. Okay. That go through the coils is controlled via motorised valves, again which is controlled by the building management system. Should never need to come and touch these or adjust these. These are all preset throughout the commissioning process to allow the right amount of water required to heat the coil to a desired temperature. Again, the same on the cooling as a very similar device. Should never need to touch these. There's no forms of isolation, and basically just goes up and down, lets an amount of water throw into the coil. On a night time, that will maintain a certain, still aiming to maintain a certain temperature and humidity, but because there's less people in the building, we probably won't need as much airflow and air changes and oxygen in the building, for instance. So this will increase and decrease the speed of the fan automatically. It's an energy saving device. It's fitted to all of the major pieces of equipment. So basically, if there's no demand in the building, for instance, say we're up to temperature and there's enough humidity, the CO levels are okay in the room, then basically the fan will ramp down and just, like a trickle fan, just turn over, just keep the airflow going to a point, and then should the temperature decrease and we need more heat in the building, two things will happen. The valve will open up and create more heat through into the heating coil. The fans will increase in speed to get warm air into the space quicker. So when we come to reheat the building, you'll probably find that the fan will be on full, it'll be blasting away to try and maintain the temperature within that space. Once we maintain the temperature, the humidity and the CO levels within the area, these will ramp down just to a small trickle in a second. Okay. Humidity, yeah, all
Do all of the units control the humidity as well as the temperature, or is it only the one that does gather?
There's only the one
that controls
one air on the unit.
So everything else will just do temperature.
Yes, there's only one unit that does humidity, which is one of the units that we're going to call it. All the units do temperature, either be cooling or heating. Apart from the one unit that we'll see when we go up to the kitchen, that purely does heating for the kitchen canopy. There are several safety interlocks within the system that turn the system off should there be an issue. Should anybody be in the plant rooms and something become apparent, for instance there's a major leak or there's a fire, anything else, as you leave the plant room we have what we call emergency knock-off button. This emergency knock-off button, should you knock that, will shut all the plant off in the space that we're in. Each plant area has an emergency knock-off button. Should there be 2 doors to the plant area, each door will have an emergency knock-off button. So should there be an incident, knock the button, turn the plant off. Should there be an incident where you need to reset it, you need to come back, pull the button out, re-energise the button. The BMS will take over and then put everything back into automatic.